The movie starts with a girl dressing up. She puts some clothes on. That girl is Chloe. She narrates to us that in her industry, you have to be great with words. Some men hates hear certain terms or moves. It's part of her job to know how to move every part of body. Meanwhile, a woman named Catherine is observing the scene, as the old man touches Chloe's legs. Her assistant then walks in letting her know her appointment is ready. Catherine is a doctor. She goes to analyze the new patient, who tells her she never had real fun in bed. Catherine gives her some prescription and sends her on her way. On the other side, David is making a presentation to students. A girl who seemed to devour him with her eyes raises her hand. She and some friends want to take him for dinner. But he declines as today it's his birthday and he has a flight back home in an hour. Everyone then starts singing happy birthday to him. A little later, Catherine is having a surprise party for David, who is her husband. Michael, her son, then comes in with a girl. Catherine tells him to join them, but he brings the girl with him upstairs instead. The phone then rings and she tells everyone to stay quiet. When she picks up, it's David who let her know he will be a little late. He says he missed his flight, and the next one leaves in 2 hours. Meanwhile, we see in the background that girl who asked him for a dinner. Catherine hangs up. She is so demoralized and now has to announce to every guest the unfortunate news. Everyone is disappointed. Later that night, it appears Catherine is drying some tears, then goes to turn off the lights of the house, when she sees Michael's girl walking around. She wants to speak to her son but close the door on her. The next day, Catherine wakes up to the sound of David shaving. He is sorry again, especially after she tells him about the birthday surprise. He is leaving and tells her he will be late tonight again, some extra work he has to get done. Catherine then sees that girl walking around. She is tired of it and calls her son Michael. Catherine repeats to him that this won't be happening every night. She then goes downstairs where she finds David's phone laying. She looks inside and finds a message from that girl last night, saying, "That's for last night." Later that David heads to a concert with Catherine, who can't stop looking at him, as she knows he is cheating on her. After the show, the couple goes for dinner with another couple, friends. Frank is very close to his girlfriend while David orders drinks. But Catherine can sense in the tone of his voice that he is flirting. She is annoyed and goes to the bathroom. She arranges herself but hears a girl crying. She wonders if she is okay. The girl crying says men are such monsters. She then comes out and it's Chloe. Catherine comforts her. Both women are having a moment, but Catherine needs to get back to her husband. Once back, Frank wants to play a game called Spot the Gold Digger in this nice restaurant. Catherine then sees Chloe going back to her man. She also looks at her. After the dinner, Catherine confronts David about flirting with the waitress. He says he was just been nice. She then asks him the details of him missing his flight. She wants to know if he missed the flight on purpose. The next day, Chloe is walking down the streets while Catherine looks at her from her office. She sees her going to that rich building. That evening, Catherine goes to that building and it appears to be a restaurant inside. Chloe is sitting there. She notices Catherine and comes to sit next to her. She is a little bit thrown off as she never meets with women, couples yes, but not women. Catherine tells her that she thinks her husband will like her. She reveals to Chloe that he is cheating on her. At least she thinks he is. She wants to find out what he would do if Chloe presents herself to him. Both women then get the plan in action. David usually goes to a coffee shop daily. The next, Chloe comes to his table, asks to borrow his sugar. She sits down and starts staring at him. He looks back and notices her. She smiles. Later that day, Catherine is taking cash of an ATM and goes to meet with Chloe, who starts telling what happened. David came to her table and asks for her name. Catherine is devastated that he even approached her. Chloe reminds her that he wasn't flirting, he was just being nice. Chloe finds him cute. Changing topics, Catherine is surprised Chloe is able to do these gigs. But she just tries to go with the flow. Catherine pays her and wants to it one more time to see what he does. And then it will stop. That same night, she catches her husband laughing at something on the computer. She then hears Michael talking to his girl Anna. She is breaking up with his through FaceTime. Catherine opens the door and Michael, super angry, closes on her like always. She goes to David to let him know Michael has just been dumped. Catherine doesn't know how to talk to him, she doesn't know how to be his mother anymore. David pours them some drinks to calm her down. Both bond a little bit in this unique moment. David wonders when did the magic started to fade away, stuff like waiting at the airport, etc. Catherine wants to kiss him, but he pushes her away, saying he has a lot of work still left. The next day, Catherine hears Michael talking to his dad about Anna. Her phone then rings and it's Chloe who wants to meet. Both ladies get to a bar and Catherine tells Chloe to forget about all of this situation, she was just having a crisis. But then Chloe informs her she already saw David. Catherine is shocked as she continues by adding they went to have some lunch. She continues explaining what happened. David asked her if he could kiss her. Catherine tells her, "I didn't ask you to do that." But he didn't kiss because he said again he was married. He then asked if there was a place he could kiss her without no one seeing them. The poor Catherine is having tears in her eyes as Chloe continues. Both went to a garden inside where nobody is, and David kissed her. Catherine is speechless as Chloe was never supposed to kiss him back. Catherine is angry and tells her she should have never involved Chloe into this, then leaves. Catherine bumps into another car while Chloe is leaving by bike. Both women stare at each other, then Chloe falls on her bike. She gets injured and Catherine helps her with bandages. Chloe is so sorry and keeps staring at Catherine. A little later, she continues her story as it got even crazier. She describes how touchy they got. They basically ended up making love. Catherine has no words. She heads back while in her thoughts. The next day, Chloe goes to Catherine's office. But she is busy with an appointment. Michael arrives to pick up something from his mom. Chloe says hi to him and follows him. She says he looks like his mom. She introduces herself and he tells her he studies music. Chloe then wishes someone can give her music classes. Catherine then finishes with her patient and Chloe gives her the results showing she is negative. Catherine then is shocked to see her son coming out of the same spot Chloe came. Chloe then tells her she made love to David today before lunch and leaves. Michael comes in for his coat. Something interesting is happening in Catherine's mind. She is not present and her friends even notice it. The friends think she met someone else. She gets a message with the address of a hotel room. Catherine arrives to the room. She sees the bed totally messed up. It's clear someone slept in it. She sees Chloe in the bathroom all naked. She puts a robe and comes to Catherine. Catherine tells her not to see on the bed but on the chair in front. Chloe executes it and Catherine is ready to hear what happened. She tells her that they met in the park. They checked in this room and they made love, after David whispered to her, "Let's make love." Catherine is shocked and doesn't know how to take it. But Chloe also informs that David couldn't get it up. Instead of being mad, Catherine seems to be happy. Chloe notices it and asks her if hearing that turns her on. Catherine doesn't respond and Chloe continues her story. Catherine is grabbing the desk and shaking her legs. She asks more details of the action. Chloe goes extremely specific. "I can't say some of these here. But you get the picture." After hearing it all, Catherine gives Chloe an envelope of money. She truly seemed to find pleasure in this very unique situation of her husband making love to Chloe. Chloe puts her clothes back and both get out of the room. She keeps sneezing. Catherine asks her, "What perfume is that?" She gives her some and Catherine adds how romantic she and David used to be. Chloe asks if she still loves him. She doesn't know. Catherine sits down all in shambles. She is lost in herself and don't know how to react. Chloe tries to comfort her and kisses her on the lips. She wants to continue but Catherine, shocked by it, leaves immediately. She goes to her son's recital. David is also there. She looks at him in a heavy way. Both enjoy the fabulous performance of their son. They seem so happy. After it, there is an after party. Catherine finally comes to talk to David. They both share their enthusiasm for Michael, their son. David smells her perfume. A young student then interrupts them to speak to David, giving some weird feelings to Catherine, who runs out of the building. She takes a taxi and arrives the restaurant Chloe always hangs out for her work. She finds her talking to a client, but she interrupts them and brings Chloe to a hotel room. Chloe is confused, but the very stressed Catherine starts unbuttoning her dress. She wants to know how does David do it with her. She then realizes how crazy she sounds and sits down on the bed with no words. Chloe slowly comes to her and starts kissing all over her. Both women end up making love. Catherine enjoys it very much. Hours later, both women share a taxi. The taxi drops Catherine first and she pays for Chloe to be dropped next. She then tells her, "Please don't see my husband again." Chloe understands and gives her a gift. A gift that used to belong to her mother. She wants Catherine to have it. It's a very strange relationship they are having. Catherine is about to leave and Chloe asks if she wants to see her again. She doesn't know but guess they will end up crossing path because she works in the same neighborhood. She then leaves and the taxi drives away with Chloe, who keeps staring at her. Catherine arrives home and finds her husband in a tense mood. He straight up asks her, "Who is it?" assuming she is cheating on him with another man. He asks if she loves that guy. He gets mad, yelling at her that she has been out all night. She snaps at him, telling him how he cheats on her. Unfortunately, Michael is hearing the whole conversation. David doesn't admit he is cheating, but she screams at him that she knows. He gets aggressive with her and Michael screams at them to stop it. Later, Catherine is by herself sleeping on the couch instead of the bed. The next day, she goes to work like usual. When she arrives, she realizes she is late and many of her patients are waiting for her. The assistant then shows some messages from Chloe saying, "Please call." She checks her email and finds that Chloe sent her pictures of both of them in bed. Catherine is horrified. She calls Chloe immediately, but Chloe tells her that she is in her waiting room. Catherine turns around and she is there. Catherine wonders what is she doing. She tells her that it's gone too far. But Chloe's doesn't want it to be over. Catherine asks her how much she needs to go away, but Chloe is offended by it. She cries, saying that what they had was real. Catherine reminds her it's over and asks her to leave, escorting her out of the office. Chloe is in such mixed emotions. Things are about to be crazy. She goes straight to Michael's team practicing. She talks to him and reminds him they met at his mom's office. She gives him some music and leaves. At the end of the day, Catherine hears the music in Michael's room. She gets mad, thinking Chloe is hiding in his room. She then receives a text from Chloe saying, "I just left David." She calls her, reminding her she told her to stay away from him. Chloe tells her that David thinks he is cheating on Chloe every time he touches Catherine. Catherine then sets up a meeting with David in the following hour. She wants both of them to tell each other the truth. Chloe then walks in. Catherine is shocked. She steps in front of them and leaves. David wonders who is that girl. Catherine responds, "Nobody." David admits he screwed around in New York with a girl. Catherine tells him it's over. He wants to know her truth, but she can't explain it. He gets mad and leaves. She realizes that Chloe lied to her about the stories of her sleeping with David. She runs after David in the middle of the rain and tell him about the whole situation with Chloe. But David has no idea who is that Chloe. Catherine confesses how she felt so invisible and so old. She didn't want to lose him. She then confesses that she slept with her. David is speechless, but feels her pain and gives her a huge, passionate kiss. Meanwhile, Chloe arrives at their house where Michael is alone playing some guitar. He notices her. She gives him a big smile and he lets her in. Chloe gets comfortable. On the other end, David and Catherine say goodbye to each other as he has to go back to work. Chloe asks about Michael's parents' room. She walks in and finds the gift she gave Catherine. Michael wonders what is she doing. She then starts removing her clothes in front of him and both make love in the parents' bed. While they make love, Chloe can't stop looking at Catherine's stuff. She is truly obsessed with her. Catherine comes back home, gets in her room and starts undressing, but then finds Michael with Chloe. Chloe tells her, "You think you can give me money and I will go away?" Catherine kicks her son out and warns Chloe to stay away from her son. Chloe says that she felt Catherine in Michael and wants to start dating him. Chloe then grabs her hands and put it on her. She then grabs her gift and starts going crazy over Catherine, how in love she is with her. They start arguing and Michael finds the other entrance of the room. He looks at them and she kisses Catherine. Catherine sees her son watching them, so she pushes Chloe away. Chloe ends up by the window, but she let go on purpose and falls. Police arrive as we are shown David comforting her while Michael has been interrogated. Days later, Catherine is having a party at her house. She looks at her beautiful son, her great husband. She is happy. The movie ends as we show she is wearing Chloe's gift.